Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are taking a look at the 1992 dark comedy Toys featuring Robin Williams. And stay tuned for our bonus story as we take a look at the history of Duffy the Disney Bear. And if you are enjoying these videos, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Toys. This movie was released on December 18th, 1992. It was directed by Barry Levinson, and it was written by Valerie Curtin and Barry Levinson. The production companies were Baltimore Pictures, and it was distributed by 20th Century Fox. The budget for this movie was $50 million, and it did a box office return of $23.3 million. In terms of production, Italian designer Fernando Scarfotti would take over a year designing the sets, and these would actually take up every soundstage in the Fox studio in Los Angeles. The designs of the set and the costumes were inspired by Rene Magritte's art style, which would show familiar objects in unfamiliar settings. This would even pass over into the movie poster, which would be influenced by the painting The Son of Man. The outdoor scenes, the very few of them, would be filmed in north central Idaho. In terms of the score, it was a combined effort between Hans Zimmer and Trevor Horn, and a soundtrack was released. Let's take a look at the cast. So we have Robin Williams, who plays Leslie Zevo, Michael Gambon, who plays Lieutenant General Leland Zevo, Jack Warden plays Old General Zevo, Joan Cusack plays Alice Stata Zevo, Robin Wright plays the role of Gwen Tyler. LL Cool J plays Captain Patrick Zevo. Arthur Mallet plays Owen Owens. Jamie Foxx makes his film debut playing Baker. And Debbie Mazur plays Nurse Debbie. In terms of the plot, eccentric toy maker Kenneth Zevo last wish is that his brother Leland takes over the running of the business. However, Leland is out of touch with toy making and reality too. The business should really have been given to his nephew, Leslie, who is much more like Kenneth. When Leland starts making weapons instead of toys, Leslie decides to take action. So this movie had a bit of interesting trivia. The trailer for this movie got a lot of attention as it featured Williams standing in an open field talking to the audience. It was even parodied on The Simpsons during the episode Burns' Air, where Mr. Burns does the same thing. A video game was released to help with the movie. It was released for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. The title was Toys, Let the Toy Wars Begin. And the game follows the movie where the player controls Leslie Zevo trying to take control and save the factory. So in terms of recommending this movie, I think the movie is really hard to classify. It's not a comedy, it's not a drama. It's kind of like a dark comedy with a really diverse story. I think the story takes way too long for the audience to get invested in. It's a very slow paced. I think the comedy unfortunately does not connect with the audience. The result is it doesn't create laughter, but it just thinks like that's really weird. On the positive note, the visual storytelling is well done with lots of bright colors, and the dynamic nature of the sets allow the audience to have something visually to look at. But unfortunately, the script just is not able to connect with the audience for them to get invested in. Overall, this is one I probably would not be watching frequently. It is interesting to look at Robin Williams' performance because he does try very hard to kind of capulate the story, but unfortunately, it's just not one that is on high on the best list for him. So let's move on to our bonus story. So Duffy the Disney Bear. Duffy is a plush teddy bear that can be found at Tokyo Disney, Hong Kong Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Disney Cruise Line. It was featured for a time at Walt Disney World and Disney California Adventure, but that was only for a limited time. Duffy features 2 Mickey Mouse ears on his paws and a Mickey Mouse birthmark, and Duffy was not featured on any Disney programs or Disney movies until the 2010 Christmas Day Parade. In 2020 and 2021, Duffy was featured on two Disney YouTube shorts called Morning Glories and Spring Surprise. So let's take a look at the history of Duffy. So Duffy was created for and briefly sold at Once Upon a Toy Store at Disney Springs in Orlando. The Oriental Land Company was looking for a unique idea to sell for its own Disney parks. The company would adopt this character, Duffy, and give it the name and a backstory in 2004. They pushed the character aggressively in Tokyo Disney Sea Park and added it as a regular walk-around character in 2005. Because Duffy's popularity at the old Cape Cod area in Tokyo Disney Sea, it was actually re-themed to include elements of Duffy's backstory. They even created a show called The Donald's Boat Buddies, and it was changed to feature Duffy, and it was called My Friend Duffy, to explain the character's origins. Because Duffy was so popular, Disney actually had to set limits on how many plush bears that guests could buy. The bear dubbed as My First Disney Bear was given out as a boy substitute as well at the Perfectly Princess Tea Party at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. So because of the popularity of Duffy, Duffy would actually be joined by several friends. And as January 5th, 2010, Shelley May would be debut as Duffy's friend. June 30th, 2014, Galatoni the Cat debuted at Tokyo Disney Sea. And then on March 13th, 2017, Stella Lou the Bunny was added for their Easter promotion. Other friends that would be added to the lineup would include Cookie Ann the Dog, Olu Mel the Turtle, and Linabelle the Fox. So let's take a look at the character story. So Mickey Mouse was a sea captain who would feel lonely missing his friends, family, and his sweetheart Minnie Mouse. So one day, Minnie made a special toy teddy bear for Mickey, and the bear contained a bottle with a message in it saying, "I hope this bear gives you happiness and luck." She would place this inside Mickey's duffel bag for his travels. When Mickey got the present, he was very happy and decided to name the bear Duffy. That night, when Mickey slept, he had a dream that Duffy came to life and told Mickey to come with him and let's go on adventures together. When Mickey woke up, Mickey was insisting that the bear had winked at him, and from that day forward, Mickey did not feel lonely anymore and would take Duffy everywhere he went with him, taking photos along the way. When Mickey came home, he showed all his friends the adventures that he had with Duffy. And all of his friends decided they wanted a Duffy of their own, so Minnie and Daisy made Duffy for everyone so that they had someone to share their adventures with. So that's kind of the brief history of Duffy. I remember seeing him at Disney World and Disneyland. He was incredibly popular, and he would have different outfits, some of them with Disney characters. And especially because he was in Epcot, he would also have different international outfits as well. So it was definitely a very successful promotion. I'm not sure why the decision is to take him out of Disney World or California Adventure. Maybe it was just lack of sales. I'm not sure. But yeah, he still remains incredibly popular on the overseas parks. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to leave a comment on what they think of the movie Toys, as well as if you have a favorite movie with Duffy. I would be interested to hear your story. So as we look forward to our next episode, we are going to do a double Christmas bill as we take a look at the Muppets Christmas, Letters to Santa, as well as Mickey's Christmas Carol. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.